or play any shots. They're basically having to dig it out. An underrated ball. The really full delivery or the Yorker.
Sweetly timed. Beautiful shot. Didn't look like he wanted to run. He stayed planted and firm after playing that shot. Goes for a 6.
For the first time he bowled a length ball. And that was a mistake. Gave an opportunity to the batsman, Fernando, to free his arms. With the full face of the bat. Good contact. And ball disappeared. Second 6 of the game.
Trent to the Fernando. Plays at number 3 in Test cricket, has opened. Very consistent. The strength is hitting through the line of the ball. He learns to run though. He needs to learn to run. He's done some damage.
I think he has tweaked his ankle.
There was nothing on. What really did happen?
He slipped.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Let's have a look. I'm sure he lost his foot in. Yes, slid. That's a right foot.
He's twisted his knee, hasn't he? His knee landed in an awkward position. Or was it the ankle?
I reckon by virtue of his ankle being twisted in that right leg. Looked quite awkward. That's a look from side on, yep. Then it grips and he slides over. That's very painful.
Let me tell you, it's a worrying sign because first he tweaked his ankle and then there was a lot of pressure on his knee. Let's hope nothing serious there. Looked awful.
You guys know when you're playing on a pitch that is evenly grass, it can happen. You can lose your footing, especially if you're wearing half spikes. If you hit the ground with your heel without spikes, you tend to slide a bit.
Touristic destination, plenty of activity around. It's a place where you should jot down once the borders and flights open up. Friendly people, great food, wherever you go. It's not looking good at all. They're asking for the stretcher because Osho the Fernando.
See, have a look. First he was looking towards the ball and here. Why did he need to actually run on the grass? He should have stayed on the pitch. Oh, straight away. You could tell he's in trouble.
You can also see that he was wearing full spikes, so that didn't even save him from sliding on the surface. Not a good sign for the Dambulla Viking. Upal Taranga might just need to replace him and continue the batting effort for this franchise.
But bigger issues though, bigger issues. Osho the Fernando, a certainty in that test team due to tour South Africa in a couple of weeks. And just going by what we saw there and the reactions, he'll be very, very lucky to be on that flight. It's not only a blow for him, it's also a blow for Sri Lanka.
It's a setback, isn't it? Especially for Dambulla for the moment. He was looking good. He was complimenting his partner, laying the foundation. Unfortunate way to go off the field.
An unpleasant sight when an injury happens. Medical staff, rightly so, attending to Fernando, ensuring that he gets the best treatment as he will make his way off the field. Upal Taranga will Cricket Sport Max, Sony PTVK Sport. Happy to have all of you looking on, taking in the action. A little bit of a delay and a lull because of the injury to Fernando. We hope that his injury is not as serious, because Russell Arnold mentioned him being a part of intended test series. So from a Sri Lankan cricket point of view, one would hope that he can regain his fitness in quick time. One delivery left in the over. A dot to finish, just 9 runs from the over. It's 27 without loss. An over each for Pradeep, Naveen Haq and Angela. Clear strategy by the captain, Kusal Pereira, not to become predictable with his bowlers in the power play.
It was the same tack the other day, and we see that with lots of teams around the world. Well, Dilruwan Pereira, no stranger to using the new ball. Off spinner, 2 left-handers. And hence, here you go, have a bowl. A knock on in the covers, if not definite opportunity at the bowler's end. Dikwela wanting the strike.
It is sliding around. Another slip in the outfield.
You two did the pitch report, right? I thought I heard you say no deal.
Of course, no deal. We'll save that for the second game of today's doubleheader.
Just wondered, everyone's slipping all over the place.
A good spot. I think if as a batsman you see the square with a lot of grass, I think it's always advisable to wear spikes.
And also try and stay on the edge of the wicket, the pitch you're playing on.
Correct.
Nice shot, chip shot over the bowler's head. My 11 circle. Champion shot from Dikwela.
Footwork made it. Stepped out and just guided the ball. Timing was good, and also the result.
Wasn't afraid to use his feet to the off spinner, who you'd expect will be able to turn the ball away from the left-hander. That's confidence. Gentlemen, I don't know about you, as we see another quick single, but I've downloaded the My 11 Circle app, and you have a chance of going on to my11circle.com to download the app and to select your fantasy team for today's contest. Kusal Pereira is my favorite pick.
He is. I think he's going to be picked up by quite a few.
Clumsy, clumsy. Extra run conceded. 4 overs gone. 34 for no loss.
Fifth bowler to use in the innings. Gunaratne will get his chance.
Asila Gunaratne bowled the 20th over the other day for the Tuskers. 2 juicy full tosses that cost them the game. Isirudana hit them out of the park. Guys, a question. A bowler, an over each. Overdoing it? Or should you come up with those plans and assess what exactly is happening and go to that plan?
No, I agree with Kusal Pereira. What he's seen in previous matches, he had the chance to play. He knows that the power play overs is a challenge. And what he is being is proactive. So far, so good. My 11 circle champion shot, you would say it wasn't about power, it was about placement and timing.
That's what you get from Upal Taranga. Relies on his timing and footwork. Just saw the width, the length was there to employ that stroke, and he made sure that he placed that one into the gap.
It wasn't too wide. It's just that the length was there and he gave himself some room. Good awareness of where the fielders are.
Just to finish my point, Russell Arnold, in T20 cricket, 1 over constitutes a spell, in my estimation. So I'm all in support of this approach by Kusal Pereira to use 5 bowlers in 5 overs. As we've seen, Sohail, batting friendly conditions. So you got to take all the creativity out as a captain, and he's done so. Leaks another boundary.
This length is not going to work for the bowler. No way. On a flatter wicket like this, you've got to be precise with your line and length. Once again, shot, and that was more than enough for the batter.
My 11 circle champion shot. At the moment, who's been creative, Ganga? It's Upal Taranga.
Indeed, indeed. Back dominating ball. And that's why this game is so fascinating. It allows teams to take the initiative, to counter-attack as well. Goes aerial. Lofted shot, should be cut off. Been an expensive over so far.
See, you know, the question Russell asked, why 1 over each? Your answer made sense to constitute as a spell. Why not prepare a bowler to bowl 3 overs in the power play?
If it's going well, why don't you continue? Do you have to change?
Correct. Single.
But right now we have to change. Our spell of 5 overs is done. It's 45 for no loss.
It has been quite interesting. A couple of tight overs right at the top, and now suddenly the ball has been travelling a little bit, so there's been a little bit of leaking of late. Has this got the Viking team going a bit? Just a reminder, the Tuskers won the toss and they elected to bowl first. Both sides wanted to bowl. Conditions are good, plenty of sunlight. Fernando, that was a bad injury. Let's hope he's being closely attended to in that change room. We'll bring you that news as soon as we hear anything. Pereira trying to scuttle after that, but I'm not sure there was too much involved. Hey, Mickey.
Hello, Hazy. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Really disappointing to see a shot of Fernando go down there. I know our doctor's on it, and let's hope for the best in terms of news on that injury. Been very impressed with Niroshan Dickwella. He's got going quite nicely early on.
Good use of the feet. Just the one. Ball before, by the way. Two noises, so maybe there was a little bit of connection with the bat. Yeah, Shota Fernando played really well in South Africa last time around. I'd imagine that he was in your plan, so let's hope that's good news for him eventually. He's going to be okay for that tour. We'll have to wait and hear what that result is. They'll be looking at scans, I'm sure. Tidy over so far.
With the Putaranga in, what is really interesting to look at is the line that the Tuskers bowlers would try and adapt to him. Because if you look at Upul, the way he bats, he's absolutely strong, square of the wicket on the offside, through extra cover. Teams have looked to try and bowl more middle and leg to him. Over the top. One bounce, and that's a boundary, and that's the 50 up. Indeed, an excellent shot by Dickwella. A little bit of an inside-out stroke.
That's his go-to shot. When Niroshan Dickwella is under a little bit of pressure, he'll give himself a little bit of room, and he'll hit it over extra cover. Plays extremely strong in that area.
I like Dickwella. I like the fact that he's feisty. I like the fact that he likes to take the tack to the bowler. I like the way that he backs himself as well. All those keepers always got a bit to say as well when they've got the gloves on behind the stumps. Down the ground just for one, so in the end that's 8 runs off that over, 6 gone, power play gone, 53 for none. Just a shade under 9 runs of the over for the power play in this game. This is the first of 2 games today, so it's a double header. Not fine enough. Couldn't get it away.
Another go-to shot there for Niroshan Dickwella. He's either looking to lap, which he plays extremely well. We saw him hit 1 for 6 right at the start of the innings, or he shimmies and goes over extra cover. Good field setting here for Sailor Gunatarakta because they've tried to nullify his go-to shot. We've got 3 men out on the leg side protecting that boundary.
Oh, that's soft. That's soft indeed. Wow, he didn't need to do that. He has just gifted that wicket away.
Very soft and very disappointing for Niroshan there. But again, it was good field placing, and we spoke about them having sealed off his go-to areas with a deep extra cover, 3 men protecting the leg side boundary. It forced him into a different shot. 53 for 1.
They'll be happy with that. So 25 off 18 was his return, and he'll be distraught, I'd imagine, with the way that he got out. Niroshan Diguela is the man that's just departed, brings Samit Patel to the crease, who's just done very well in the PSL, getting runs and also wickets. So he'll be coming to this tournament raring to go, raring to perform for the Viking team.
One man that amazes me, Hazy, wherever a league is, he's there. Samit Patel. Plenty of experience, as you said.
Eases that one away, nice and fine.
He has been a good traveller. I've just seen him sign a contract extension at Nottinghamshire, which means he's doing exceptionally well. Niroshan Diguela, disappointing way to get out. I don't mind seeing him getting out sweeping, but not reverse lapping. It is a go-to shot for him. He didn't have to play it at that point in time.
See, this is the advantage when you play against colleagues, where they know exactly what to do with it. As you said, all his go-to shots were blocked. So he was looking to manufacture one. And the thing about Gunaratne was that he took so much of pace off the ball, and it was an easy shot for him to try and execute. He had to use all the power he had.
Yeah, I just think that's too high risk for the reward that he was going to get. Rather just hit it straight down the ground. There's big pockets out there. He's quick between the wickets, and he can get through and increase the scoring rate that way.
I think it's really simple. He's too good a player to get out like that. It's really simple in my book. Cannot just throw your wicket away.
You're right, Hazy. And I think what we're going to see today is pace off the ball. Roshan, you mentioned it earlier. I think pace off the ball is almost the way to go here.
I think that would be done by guys like this, but looking at Dilruwan, one ball to go, he was looking to fire the bowling, nothing in the surface for him. So that's a single off the last ball. It's 5 runs and a wicket, 58 for 1. .58 for 1, 7 overs completed. Dilruwan Pereira continues. Just let's take a look at the way Dilruwan bowled. In the previous over to the 12, he touched 95 Ks, and he's looking to fire the ball. He's not getting anything off the surface. And you could see that that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's just trying to change it up a little bit. He's not getting anything off the surface.
No, very experienced bowler, Dilruwan Pereira. He will know that his weapon here has change of pace. There's not a lot of purchase in the wicket. He's got to change his pace up.
Ball, Dilly, ball. Come on, Dilly, ball.
These overs are going through fairly quickly as well, so this is an opportunity for the Tuskers, and they've certainly had slowed things down considerably. suddenly runs are becoming hard to come by. And that's what happens when you lose a wicket like that with Diguela. Suddenly a new batsman comes out, he doesn't get much strike, and then suddenly you get a situation where runs are not coming as freely, and boundaries in particular are not coming freely.
Every time I see the off-spinner bowling, particularly Dilrun Pereira, no complications, nothing sophisticated about his action, so simple. An old-fashioned off-spinner coming in and playing T20 cricket. I mean, today the modern off-spinner is so different.
Ball, 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 ball.
It's a one only, so 2 runs off this over so far, and there's just 1 ball remaining.
He's been very impressive this over, Duran. A lot of experience. He bowls particularly well here in the subcontinent. Hasn't played too much white ball cricket for Sri Lanka. Been a stalwart for Sri Lanka in Test cricket, but he's doing a really good job for the Kandy Tuskers today.
And that is a top over. That is really well bowled. Suddenly you get a situation where you're closing towards the 10th over, and you only concede 3. That is brilliant. 61 for 1.
Seko. Anjula.
Now that Manhattan graph tells a story. The first 5 overs conceding 45 runs, the next 4 16 only. So that's how things have dropped away pretty quickly. Now we've got sponsors on board for this tournament. We've got some of these actually in the back of the commentary box. Munchikomi, the #1 biscuit brand in Sri Lanka. It's a flavourable rice cracker. Nice with a cup of coffee as well. I saw Rashan having a couple of those earlier. One of his favourites.
Yeah, indeed. It's a top Sri Lankan brand, I must tell you.
What, Rashan or Munchikomi?
Munch.
I've had a lot of Munchikomi since I've been here, Hazy. They are proper.
Ball.
Again, it's just a single. Righto. So this has now put a little bit of pressure, I would imagine, on the overseas pro. Just to try and break the shackles a little bit. Trying to get things going for the Viking team. Dambulla Viking team.
Yeah, we see this often. They've managed to control the rate just outside the power play. So something's going to happen.
Ball.
I think one thing that they've done very well when it comes to Taranga is to bowl straight at him. I really didn't see too much of width to Taranga. They were bowling more off stump, more in line with the stumps, where he's not been allowed to expose or expand on his shots through point and through extra cover.
If they continue at this rate, they won't get 150. So that's got to change. Now this might be out. It is out. That's also what happens. Runs dry up. They try and do something expansive. Straight down the throat of the man at long on. Another wicket.
Yeah, that was just the pressure. Pressure built up. The pressure built. Something was going to happen. Out. Caught long on. He needed to play a big shot. Upal Taranga.
Yeah, perfect line. He had to go for it. So Taranga has to go. Out for 18, it's 64 for 2.
Right, that's the end of the strategic timeout. An opportunity for the players to regroup. Also, I guess, grab a can of Red Bull, one of our sponsors in the LPL, Lanka Premier League. Recharge their batteries. Get going for the next phase. That's worked a little bit wide. They might be thinking about two to side against that. 65 for 2. Shanaka's just arrived. He's off the mark with a single. So 9 overs gone, almost at the halfway mark. It's now been 26 balls between boundaries. And that's now 27, so we'll keep an eye on that. But that may well have been something that was on the batsman's mind when the wicket fell, when they're trying to score a boundary.
Yeah, that was just
2 minutes ago.
Sorry, Hazy, that was just the build-up of pressure. Really it was. I'm big raps for Dustin Shanaka. He's got a big innings to play here, and I'm sure he'll rise to the occasion.
So slip in for the leg spinner, obviously looking for some wickets. And it's an important phase as far as the batting side is concerned, the Viking, because they need to try and have a stable base. It's still the 10th over, a lot of overs left. So this man, look at his strike rate, close to 150. And he is someone who can really hit the long ball.
Good numbers.
Ball,
Good captaincy too, I think, bringing in a wrist spinner at this stage on the surface. There is a bit of grip around. Batsman under pressure.
Yeah, we spoke the other day about Kuzal Janath. He's been on the money today. Duran Pereira to the 2 left-handers. Prasanna on now to the 2 right-handers.
Still just the singles, nothing expansive. So that run rate is dropping. 69 for 2.
Couple of runs here, but only a single. But the good thing about this surface is plenty of runs available. I mean, you can if you have wickets in hand and you've got the set batsman, 60, 70, 80, 90 runs in the last 5 overs, very possible.
Optimistic shout. End of the over. 5 from it, 70 for 2.
Well, that's also the Fernando for you. He had to retire. He was carried off. Well, he's now wheeled back. And let's hope that it's nothing serious, because as we know, he's on the test tour to South Africa. Pradeep back. Oh, splits the gap. Keeper and slip. And that wicket, how important do you think it would have been? Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Big wicket. And one must have to say, Kusal has captained the side very well in this game. Placed a slip. The bowler created a chance. It wasn't to be. The fielder who wasn't able to hold on to it. Well, that's a lid off.
Spoke about that balancing act in terms of attack and defense. He's attacking now, he's searching for another wicket.
I think Mickey made the point about Kusal being on the money, about the way he used his bowlers. The off spinner to the left-handers, the leg spinner now on at a time when Viking are under some pressure and the time that they can get some wickets.
What I want to say is, if you look at what transpired after the power play overs, in 3 overs they only conceded 12 runs, they built pressure and they picked up 2 wickets. So he's able to read the ebb and flow of the game, which is so crucial in terms of instinct to have as a captain.
That's in the air. Oh. Well, this Afghani player has to improve his fielding. This is not the first time. This is the 3rd time he has coughed up a chance.
Another look. In fairness, it was going away from him. But yes, he should have covered a little bit more ground. He should have been a little bit more quicker.
Exactly. Coming back to Kusal, his captaincy. I think when he was under pressure, the batsmen were challenging his bowlers. He stayed calm. He kept on thinking, what are the right options? He wasn't in the previous game. And that's the key, isn't it? Stay calm under pressure. It'll help you make right decisions. Well, at the moment, Kandy Tuskers have the stranglehold of the game. And just because the bowlers has managed to tether the batsmen. In the process, they have picked up 3 wickets. Beg your pardon, 2. There was every chance of picking up the 3rd one. Miscued the run up.
Spoke about downloading the My 11 Circle app. I'm challenging all of you out there with the app to select the MVP players for this contest. I hope you can select the top 5 players and make sure you get the most points.
I was hoping it would be Dick Waller, and certainly hoping that Dasun Shanaka might figure. Punched. Very good shot. Very little bat lift. But the sound, such a sweet sound hitting the middle of the bat. Timing perfect.
The reason why he was able to hit that ball into the gap with sheer timing, stayed on the leg stump, created a bit of room for himself to work the ball on the onside, and just thumped the ball past extra cover. My 11 Circle champion boundary that was.
"13 runs in the over." Short delivery, where has that gone? That is another one. That is another My 11 champion shot to end the over. 87 for 2, 11 completed.
Come on, Laban!
An expensive last over, 17 runs coming from it.
Shanaka on strike. He's a big hitter, I'll tell you. He's got a record for the most number of sixers one season, Dasun Shanaka.
Two chances that over. Imagine if they were taken, you wouldn't have seen these strokes. There's a long hop, short pitch delivery, easy pickings for a batsman like Samit.
Also, he went very deep in his crease to give himself time to play the ball square off the wicket. That's an approach that some batsmen use in T20 cricket.
Well, Kusal Mendy's going off. I think he split his webbing. That's not good news. That is not good news at all. Well, let's try and show you these drop chances Amir was talking about. One went through the slips, the other one at long on. Take a look.
Spoiled the over, didn't it? And at this level, they were not difficult. Should have been taken. And after that, he conceded 2 boundaries. Kusal is busy as a captain.
Powerfully driven. Good work in the deep. As long as the Viking can have their captain. He's the type of player who could destroy bowling attacks. He can really hit the long ball. Powerful player.
Their situation is such. They're under pressure. And the pressure on the batsman is ramping up. And you know, anybody can hold the helm when the sea is calm. You need a skipper to deal with a rough sea and difficult situations.
Another fumble in the field. This must be disappointing for Kusal Pereira. An injury to Kusal Mendes now. A blunder in the fielding. Runs flowing here now for Viking.
The fielder must have been thinking now, after this fumble, where should I hide? Where should I hide? This is embarrassing.
We've spoken about the quality of cricket we have seen, but that's an area that needs to be improved. Fielding. Another quick single. It ends the over. It's 93 for 2.
My 11 Circle MVPs, I spoke about the 5 players that you can select at the top right now. Sela Gunaratne for his 2 wickets for 20 runs. From 3 overs, he could improve in terms of the points, still with an over left. Roshan Dikwela, who had a good start with the bat, also there. Taranga, Gurbaz and Mendes.
93 for 2. Naveen. See, if you look at particularly Samit Patel, the way he sets himself up. This is Upul Taranga. And the slower delivery. Asela Gunratne mixed it up quite well. The lines were good to Taranga. Never bowled to his strength.
This is all about diligence, and you know diligence is the mother of good luck. You have to glean the information against the opposition, and that's how you do well. The bowler hasn't done well, Naveen. After dropping the catch at long on, he has bowled a long hop. Gave enough time to the batsman to decide where to hit that ball. Opted over mid-off. And my 11 circle champion boundary that was.
I didn't think he was intending that to be so short, Naveen ul Haq, and so wide. Just sat up to be struck. That was better directed. And unfortunately, wouldn't get the result. He was attempting to rush the batsman, maybe to lure him into a false shot. Brings up the 100 now for the Dambulla Viking.
Yeah, surprised by the bit of bounce, as you did see, but that's when Shanaka said onto him quickly. That was a good change of pace.
Yeah, that's how he picked up 2 wickets in the previous game. Bowling shot. Picked up Chandimal.
He's mixing it up. He's mixing it up a lot.
Of course, the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award, an award for teams in this league and teams that demonstrate the best spirit of the game. Each team receives points, and those points are awarded by the match umpires based on the team's conduct. So that's an area of the game that teams will be looking at.
So the current rate, the Viking would get to around 159, 160, but I don't think they'll be happy with that. Looking at the way this pitch has behaved and the way it has played, I think the par score should be around 200.
Yeah, especially with the fact, looking at the lineup of Kandy Tuskers, 170 on a pitch like this, which is a belter, should be walk in the park for them.
Last ball of the over. That's a wide. That's a wide. But having Samit Patel and Dasun Shanaka together, that must be comforting the Vikings a lot, because the experience they carry, if you look at the body language of particularly Samit Patel, he looks unhurried, unruffled, he's so calm.
Yeah, without making any noise, they have managed to ascend the run rate, which was plummeting, and now they're looking dangerous. They're threatening the opposition to pose a big total, and again, well-timed stroke from Samit Patel. He favors that area on the offside. Poor bowling, one has to say. End of the over, it's 106 for 2.
The momentum's back with the Viking. 36 runs in the last 3 overs. And mind you, one of them just cost 6 runs. So 17 runs to Pradeep, 13 runs to Naveen. And suddenly it appears that the Tuskers seem to be a bit wayward. They're all over the place.
And that's why he's gone to his premier bowler. Prasanna, the leg spinner.
Ball.
And needs to break this partnership. Is threatening them now.
The other thing I think we need to recognize is bowlers, just like batsmen, need to operate in partnership with each other. Naveen ul Haqi's had a horrid time. Hasn't been able to consistently find his lengths, either down the leg side or through the offside. But when you look at when Dilruwan Pereira and Gunaratne bowled, they created the pressure to get wickets, and that is what Kusal Pereira will be thinking about. Hasn't been able to find other bowlers with that type of partnership.
It's about Prasanna. Just look at the way he bowls. Now, if you look at Dilruwan Pereira's pace, he was in the low and the mid-90s. He was firing the ball in. But by contrast, Prasanna is looking to try and loop it. He's bowling between 82 to 85. Thereby, you could see that he's looking for some turn. But this time, Samit Patel just going inside out. That's a classic shot for 6.
Well, always a pleasure to see such a stroke executed. Inside out, hitting the ball in the air and over the rope for the maximum. Yeah, you're right. Roshan made it look so easy. It was effortless, wasn't it? Footwork was good too.
Always going to happen in T20 cricket. Sometimes good deliveries get punished.
Ball.
And that's 50 now, this partnership. So a good one here for Dambulla Viking. I also would like to see spinners be a little more creative. We've seen them operate either from over the wicket. I'd like to see them bowl a couple deliveries in an over from around. Just change the angle. Sometimes those subtle differences can make a huge difference.
Another single. So 9 runs off the over. It's not a bad over for Prasanna, just that 6 and 3 singles. 115 for 2. 14 overs completed. And right, it's going to be the strategic timeout. It's 115 for 2. Well, Dambulla Viking 115 for 2 at the end of 14 overs. They got 36 balls remaining. At 12 and over, they get to close to about 190. You reckon? 190?
Well, if they get there, they'll be quite happy, Dambulla Viking. But I think what it also gives, it gives an opportunity for many of the players back at the hotel looking on, a chance to see what they should do when they get their opportunity. Fast bowling, very much in focus. And I'm sure we're going to see fast bowlers improve as we go through this tournament in terms of their lengths, their lines, their strategies as well. We've seen quite a few strategies so far from the fast bowlers.
Just short of, was it dropped? Didn't he get across? I don't know. Dilruwan Pereira is the fieldsman. But the end result is a boundary.
It just pinked off the bat, didn't it? Yes, it was spaced up. The batsman needed to hit the ball away from the fieldsman. That's what he did. Although the fieldsman tried his level best. My 11 circle. Champion shot that was.
side, I think. Oh, that's given. Goodness, I thought he was going down the leg side. And right, let's see what happens here. My initial reaction, I thought he was going down the leg side. I hope I'm right.
Well, usually the wicketkeeper gives you a little bit of a cue as to the angle the delivery was. If the wicketkeeper was angling down the leg side, you would think the ball was sliding down. Let's have a look. Down the line. No leg stump to be seen. Surely going down the leg side. So that's a good review.
Yeah, let's see. That was my first impression also. No real bat there, so it's the next frame that will tell us whether it's actually hitting or clipping or going down the leg side. Clipping would mean it's out, because the umpire's decision is out. Because it'd be an umpire's call. Let's see whether there's anything here. No, there's nothing. A lot of daylight.
The only thing you have to see there is, did the ball hit its line or not? Because the angle was always taking the ball towards the leg stump or maybe outside. And I think missing. It didn't. Held its line. That's what saved the batsman.
Actually, that's what I thought. My first impression from here. So it was a very, very good review indeed.
See, Darren, I was making a point. The bowlers, especially the faster bowlers, they need to find out the method, how to bowl on belters like this. You know, on the pitch report, I was asked this question. I mentioned a few short pitch deliveries, heavy balls, and also once batsmen are looking to go after you, they're aiming from mid-off to square leg. Anything in the swing, even an inside edge is going to go. So why not try the batsman out outside the off stump, ball outside the off stump. Don't bowl wicket to wicket. You're playing in batsman's hand. Think differently.
I spoke about fast bowlers and what they should be doing on good batting conditions. Yes, the Yorkers are good deliveries, but have a look at this. Naveen Haq, short delivery and wide, was punished for 4. But the second delivery is where you want to get that short delivery lined up. Straight onto the wicket, straight onto the batsman. That's over pitch and that's punished.
This is what I was telling you about Dasun Shanaka. This is what he could do. And the mistake was that he went full. And Shanaka loves long off and long on.
And wicket to wicket. Back of the length. What were you thinking as a bowler?
Is up and your fine leg is up.
Right, 5 overs to go. 131 for 5 it is. If they go at 10-0 from here, they get to 181. 12 over to 191. And Patel is clearly going to be the key. Sonic is playing really nicely as well, so this stand is very healthy. Just a single off the first ball. You got some news for us, I think, Mickey. What's the news of the injury?
Yeah, Dr. Daminda, our very, very good team doctor, and our head of sport at the High Performance Centre, Paul Curry, have said that it's a grade 1 ATIFL, whatever that means, but they assured me it's not too serious. So that's good news on the Ashada Fernando front.
Okay, that is good news. Let's hope we see him in the park pretty soon as well. I'm sure it's going to be a few days on the sidelines. Slow ball that time, nicely weighted, sweep in position.
Been very impressed with this partnership. I think these guys have both played well. They came in under a little bit of pressure, they consolidated, and they are setting themselves up now for the back end. Very impressive.
Crucial last 4.5 overs for both teams. In a day game, I'd say the pass score is slightly lower than in a night game.
69 is the partnership at the moment, of 42 deliveries now.
Because of the dew factor. In the night, when it gets cooler, the pitch becomes easy to bat on. Gripping the ball could be harder, but in this instance, bowling second, you will be in the game and compete. So 160, 170 is par, I'd say here. Good to see Oshada Fernando back here. That's what happened. Didn't look good at all. Mickey Arthur, I saw you frown at that stage.
I did frown, but our very good medical staff have assured me he should be good.
Short ball, pumped away for 6. That is nicely played. Needed that, couple of singles off the first couple of balls off the over, a dot ball, and now a big boundary.
And a few more shots like that will make him feel even better.
He's a very good player, Dasun Shanaka. His role is one where he finishes, but he's a better batsman than that. He hits the ball incredibly hard. He times the ball very sweetly. And the good thing is he plays equally well off front and back foot, which makes him very dangerous at the back end.
Uses long levers.
Very, very good cricketer, Dasun Shanaka.
2 balls left in the over. Such an important period now of this game. Of course, the Tuskers went down in the first game after unbelievably scoring 219 when they batted and lost in the super over. So this is a huge game for them as well. And this is the first outing for the Dambulla Viking team.
The one thing I'll say is obviously with the Kandy Tuskers, they've had a game here and clearly didn't defend 219. I think today their plans have been a lot better. I think their field placings have been a lot better. And we've seen them bowl to these field placings, which has been quite impressive.
I'm going to remind you, Mickey, they got absolutely hammered. They got pasted to all parts in the last 3 overs. Don't speak too soon.
Yeah, but they're good signs. They're good signs out there.
Right, we'll wait and see. Okay. And the Viking side, and the Dambulla Viking side get to 200. That'll be some going. Bowl that one again.
My point there, though, was, Hazy, and I agree, we don't know what's going to happen in terms of the bowler's execution. But clearly Hassan Talikaratne, Faviz Maroof, Irfan Pathan have got together and they've formulated a plan which was probably lacking just a little bit the other night. And their field placings, I think today have been fairly good. You know, we saw Nirishan Dikwela arguably lose his wicket because of the field placing where they cut him off. So kudos to Hassan Talikaratne and his coaching staff.
Arguably lost his wicket for a poor shot too. That's cracked away. And that's 4 runs. Short and wide, you've got to put those away in T20 cricket. 16 overs gone, 145 for 2. 51 runs off the last 4 overs. That's given them a nice little spurt. 4 overs remaining in the innings now.
And it's always after batsmen have given themselves a chance to get used to the pace of the wicket, the conditions. We've always seen that partnerships tend to flourish. Rarely is it from the word go. So even if you lose a few quick wickets, you've got to back yourself and build that partnership. You can stay competitive. Short, wide, sitting up on this pitch, friendly pace.
It's almost exactly the sort of ball you're waiting for. It's a dream ball, last ball of the over, when you want to finish off in style. And he did Samit Patel.
Yeah, as coaches, you're always talking about the start of your over and the exit of your over. And that was just a very, very loose delivery to finish off with.
I'm sure if you've been busy and downloading the app, the my11circle.com web page, and downloaded the app and been playing with some champions and picking your team and having some fun, you would have been pretty busy. We've seen some really good action so far. Some star players have been performing. And some key players have been doing the business. How's this weather looking, by the way, Russ?
It's getting a little gloomy. Nothing gloomy for this Viking, but for the Kandy Tuskers, it's running away from them as the 150 comes up.
That's a My 11 circle champion shot, that one, that's for sure. Look at the way it just gets down on the one knee over the top of the keeper.
Dustin Shanaka works incredibly hard on that shot. He practices a hell of a lot, and he executes it with a lot of accuracy.
And that's reading the game, because the first 2 deliveries from Pradeep were full. Pradeep is very good, and at this stage that's the length he'll look for. So you've got to have an answer, and this is the answer that lots of batsmen have come up with of late.
Full toss, hammered straight down the ground for 6 runs. See, there's the big overs now. This is going to make a massive difference. Brilliant work from the captain.
750 in T20 cricket for Dasun Shanaka. It's come in very quick time, 28 balls. It's not easy to hit one Pradeep. But a full toss at this time. You mentioned the short and wide delivery. Full toss at knee height is what you're looking for again. Slices that. Just the one. You were talking about the coaching staff in the Kandy Tuskers den. There's no one Kulasekara. He's the fast bowling coach. We all know about Kulasekara and what he knows and what he can do.
Yes, I forgot to mention Nuwan Kulasekara. I mean, his experience for Sri Lanka has been amazing. What a cricketer he was.
Reacting to the applause from his teammates. Patel on strike. Last ball of the 17th over. Slow ball, fine. Patel's going to retain the strike. It's another big over. 14 runs from that over. 17 overs gone. 159 for 2 now. Partnership between Shanaka and Patel is worth 95 off just 52 deliveries now. 3 overs remaining in the innings, and this is where it fell apart for the Tuskers in their first game.
3 spinners, all bowling 3 overs each, going at 6, and even less than 7 and over. As Kusal Perera missed a trick there. Could he have used them a little earlier?
He possibly could have, Russ, and I think it just shows the day game. I think the ball will grip and stick just a little bit more.
Just two players who can play spin well, Samit Patel and Dasun Shanaka. But does that mean you don't bowl spin? It's a situation where they've been doing well.
No, I think you're right. I think he's possibly missed a trick there, because pace off the ball we spoke about earlier on our earlier commentary stint seemed to be the go.
That has gone for 6 runs. That is very good connection. This time it's from Patel. Again, it's a good way to start the over. He brings up yet another 50 in T20 cricket.
30th for Patel. Bang, bang. Samit Patel. This partnership also goes past the 100 figure. 54 balls. Here we go. Just on that spin, Mickey. Is it a case of always planning on the opposition and forgetting your strengths or what's working for you?
I think so. And when you set up, you've also got to have a look at what your best options are. And they went away from their best options with their spin.
Just lost his shape a little bit there, did Patel. Nicely bowled as well, just following him as he backed away a little bit. 100 stand between these two guys is up now. This is some going. Really impressive. 69% boundary count.
You asked about the weather. Yeah, the clouds have built a little bit, and I hope it gets blown away because there is a strong wind.
Had enough time to wait for that, and he split the gap as well. One bounce, and that's gone for 4. That's another mile 11 circle champion shot.
You guys did speak about the last 3 overs, and they haven't started these last 3 overs particularly well. You still need your bowlers to execute in the back end, irrespective whether you get your field positions right. Their field positions, I thought, have been excellent today, but their execution in the last 2 overs hasn't been great at all.
And I think they've been hit off their lengths, really. I think that's the bottom line right now. They're not too sure what lengths they should be bowling to try and keep this partnership quiet. To get underneath it, it's not going to help their cause. That is a long hit. Terrific stuff.
Where do you bowl? They bowl the short one, they bowl the slower one. This one was fuller. They're all going. They just keep going.
That's right, Russ, and that's why you have a finisher, because your finishers can play equally strong with both front and back foot. A guy like Dasun Shanaka can do that. Samit Patel can do that as well. The only answer that the bowler has got to this is a change of pace. He's got to now start using his variations.
Sal Pereira, yes, you can see the frown on his face. He knows that he's going to have to make 200 again. That's not easy.
Last ball of this over. Oh, no, it's not. He's going to bowl another one. So that's 18 runs off over number 18. And there's still 1 ball to go.
Nuwan Pradeep has an over. Anjula has another. Would they be his options? Outside that, of course, Naveen-ul Haq has an over. 15 fours, 8 sixes. Deflated a couple of days ago by the Kandy Tuskers after making 219, and here once again.
Oh, he's underneath that also. Squeeze that away, back of the square on the offside. That's a boundary. That's another mile 11 circle champion shot. Nice way to finish the over. Huge over, 22 from it. 181 for 2. Tall building is the biggest over so far in the tournament. 22 runs off over number 18. That's nicely bowled, but just still can't keep Patel quiet.
I was trying to say that it is deflating, and when you look up at the scoreboard to make a big score again, now you're going to have to charge a lot, because you've been just at the receiving end of shots like this, peppered all over. Short, full. Now, where's that second win for the Kandy Tuskers going to come from?
As we said earlier, when we had a look at that, at his boundaries and his wagon wheel, we can see he's equally strong front and back foot, which makes it extremely tough, makes him an ideal finisher. The one thing we've all sort of forgotten just a little bit is that, along with Kusal Janeth Pereira, their best batsman, Kusal Mendes, has gone off the field, and that's going to severely hamper them as well.
Yeah, good point. No farm Patan. On the ground, nice and straight. There's another award that's going to be handed out at the end of this tournament. It's going to be the Cycle Incense Fair Play Award, which is instigated for spirit of the game displayed by the teams towards each other, the rules of the game itself, and also the umpires. Halfway through the 19th over. Good stuff so far. 3 singles. That is beautifully played. That is outstanding stuff. Goodness me, he plays that superbly.
In the past, these options were not there. So you start bowling the Yorkers, you're getting away with it. Nuwan Pradeep was brilliant in the first 3 balls. And then the batsman brings this out and he produces a mile 11 circle champion shot.
Umpires weren't sure. They were having a look at that to see if it was a boundary. A 4 it was.
The game has changed so much. It's become so much more difficult for the bowler. Fine leg third man in the circle, yet they will maneuver it into those areas. Difficult lengths to hit down the ground. There you go.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Russ. If you can play that lap, because you see a lot of fielders, if you want to employ this position where you've got your long line, deep mid wicket, square leg back, and you've got 2 guys out on the cover fence, you're going to bowl. If you're going to bowl straight and full, and a batsman can lap, you force the bowler into doing something else. The minute he changes his length, Dasan Shanaka is good enough to clear his front leg, and so is Samit Patel to clear the front leg and hit it over mid wicket.
1 ball to go. Can Pradeep finish this? Tidy over so far. Oh, he does quite nicely through the legs in the end. Fingers on it too from Pereira. And the bottom line is it's a single, so that's okay. Still 9 off the over, 19 gone, 189 for 2. Does look like there's a little bit of a weather issue over there. Hopefully that's not coming our way. Let's hope that's gone well past us.
I think so, Hazy, because the scoreboard, look at the flags. It's blowing towards those clouds. So that means that cannot come this way.
Righto, good news then. Cries of catch it. I think it's going to fall safe though. Yes, it will.
But I'm known for getting a lot of these predictions wrong though.
We've got to watch out for the crows, don't we? Isn't that the story here? When the crows start flying.
Interesting last over though. Nuwan Pradeep and that paddle from Dasun Shanaka. It was a premeditated shot, Mickey.
Yeah, it is. The paddle is premeditated, and you do that for a change in the field, particularly when there's a short fine leg or a short third man.
Just looking at that ultra slow-mo, ultra motion camera shot of the feet hitting the turf. It really is quite extraordinary.
Facebook එකකින් හොඳ ආදායමක් ලබා ගන්න. ඔයාලා දැකලා තියෙන Facebook එකේ instant article ඕන තරම්. ඔයාලා article එකක් ඔයාලට එක instant article එකක් වෙනවා. ඔයාලට මතකේ තියෙනවා නම් ඔයා මොකක් හරි article එකක් click කරොත් එහෙම එක ඉක්මනට ක්ෂණිකව load වෙනවා. ඒ load වෙන්නේ instant article enable කරලා තියෙන post. ඒකින් නම් instant article ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඕනම කෙනෙක් රීඩ් කරන්න තියෙන සම්භාවිතාවය වැඩි. මොකද ඒක ඉක්මනට ලෝඩ් වෙනවා. මේ වගේ දේවල් නිසා අද අපි මේ වීඩියෝ එක කතා කරන්නේ කොහොමද WordPress වලින් news web body එකක් හදලා ඒකට instant article එකතු කරලා ඔයාලට ආදායමක් ලබා දෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. මම තුෂාර wpsinghal.com site එකෙන් wpsinghal site එකේ ඔයාලට WordPress කියන හැම දෙයක්ම සිංහලෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකින්ද අපේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකට ඔයාලා අලුත් නම් අපේ YouTube channel එකට ගිහින් subscribe කරන්න. ඒ වගේම අපේ Facebook page එකත් like කරන්න අමතක කරන්න එපා. අපි එහෙනම් අපේ වැඩේට යමු. අපි මුලින්ම කරන්නේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් හදන එක. ඔයාලා වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් හදන එක නම් මුලින්ම දැනගන්න ඕන නම් ඔයාලට මේක වෙබ්සයිට් කියන ටියුටෝරියල් එක බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකේ step by step අපි දීලා පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා. ඒකට හේතුව වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ ආරක්ෂාවට වගේම performance වලට ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන නිසා අපි හදන්න යන news website එකට මම use කරන්නේ කලර්මැක් කියලා magazine theme එකක්. අපි ඒක මෙතන ගද්දී හොඳ තමයි කියලා දානවා. මොකද ඒක අපිට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැති නිසා. ඊට පස්සේ trash වලට යන්නේ අපි trash වල sign කරලා දාමු. Sharing sample post එකක් තියෙනවා. අපි post එක මේ විදිහට delete කරලා දානවා. හරි දැන් ඔයාලා දන්නවා වගේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ මේ විදිහට තමයි දැන්ට ඩිස්ප්ලේ වෙන්නේ. ඇත්තටම මේක ඇවිල්ලා තීම් එකක්. මේ තීම් එක තමයි WordPress default 2017 තීම් එක. යාළුවගේ හැම WordPress install එකක් එක්කම අලුත් මේ තීම් එක තමයි යාලා අපිට default ලබා දෙන්නේ. ඔයාලට තීම් එක change කරන්න යන්න ඕනේ appearance themes වලට. මෙතනින් ඔයාලට කැමති තීම් එකක් තෝරා ගන්න පුළුවන්. WordPress ලගේ free themes 100,000 ගණනක් තියෙනවා. ඔයාලට ඒ වලින් කැමති එකක් තෝරා ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ වුණාට ඔයා WordPress theme එකක් තෝරගද්දී හොඳ theme තෝරගන්න අමතක කරන්න. මොකද ඒක වගේ WordPress වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ ආරක්ෂාවට වගේම performance වලට ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන නිසා අපි හදන්න යන news website එකට මම use කරන්නේ කලර්මැක් කියලා magazine theme එකක්. අපි ඒක මෙතන install කරගමු. ඔයාලට කැමති theme එකක් ඔයාලට මේ වලින් තෝරගන්න පුළුවන්. මම නැත්තම් අපිට ගෙවලක් අරගන්න පුළුවන් theme හොඳ premium theme. ඔයාලට එහෙමත් ඕන theme එක install කරගන්න පුළුවන්. අපි අද කලර්මැක් කියන theme එක use කරන්නේ. කලර්මැක් theme එකේ free වගේම paid version දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මම free version එකෙන් තමයි ඔයාලට මේ website එක හදන හැටි පෙන්වන්න යන්නේ. මෙතන search බාහිර කලර්මැක් කියලා search කරන්න. ඒකට ඔයාලට මෙන්න මේ theme එක display වෙන මේ විදිහට මේක තමයි අපි use කරන theme එක. ඔයාලට මොකක්ද theme එක story එක install කරනවා මෙතන install කියන එක click කරන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාගේ theme එක install වුණාම activate කියන එක click කරන්න. ඒකට ඔයාලට මේ අලුත් theme එක ඔයාගේ website එකට activate වෙනවා.
Should be taking extra cover. It is taken. So a couple of wickets falling at the death of the innings.
හරි දැන් කලර්මැක් කියන WordPress theme එක තමයි install වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. අපි website එක දැන් view කරමු. පස්සේ මේ වගේ look එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මේ විදිහට තමයි අපේ දැන්ට අපේ WordPress website එක අලුත් theme එකත් එක්ක display වෙන්නේ. අපි බලමු මේක customize කරලා ලස්සන website එකක් විදිහට design කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. මුලින්ම අපි කරන්න ඕනේ අපි post කිහිපයක් දාමු. එතකොට අපිට ලේසියෙන් මේක customize කරගෙන design කරගන්න පුළුවන්. අපි මුලින්ම WordPress එකට අපේ website එකට post කිහිපයක් දාමු. මම මේ post කිහිපය දාන්න හිතාගෙන ඉන්නේ category කිහිපයක් යටතේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මුලින්ම news, ඊළඟට export, ඊළඟට gossip, ඊළඟට තව මොනවද තියෙන්නේ gallery. මේ විදිහේ කැටගරිස් 3-4ක් අරගෙන අපි ඒ යටතේ හදමු පෝස්ට් කිහිපයක්. ඔය පෝස්ට් එකක් හදන්න ඕන නම් මුලින්ම යන්න ඕනේ මේ පෝස්ට් කියන තැනට. පෝස්ට් කියන තැනට ගිහිල්ලා ඇඩ් නිව් කියන එක ක්ලික් කරපුවම ඔයාලට අලුතෙන් පෝස්ට් එකක් ඇඩ් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ තියෙනවා පෝස්ට් ඇඩ් කරන තැන. මෙතෙන් තමයි ඔයා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට
I think the Tuskers will be very thankful this last over has been a very good one. A couple of wickets going down, conceding only the 4 runs so far. And there is 1 more left in the innings. 193 for 4 it stands. Short ball. And it's over the top eventually. And they're going to come back for the second. They do that. Finish up with 195. The Tuskers are going to have to do some batting, that's for sure. Conditions are pretty good though. It wasn't a bad last ball to try and pick up that last wicket.
යූස් කරන තැන වෙන්නේ මොකද පෝස්ට් තමයි මේන්ලි වෙබ්සයිට් එක වැදගත් දේ හින්දා පෝස්ට් දාන තැන මෙතන මේක ඔයාලට ගොඩක් පුරුදු තැනක් වෙයි. මුලින්ම අපි ඔයාගේ අපිට තියෙන
27 of 63 really well done.
They'll be happy. Putting to bat, the Dambulla Viiking started a little bit early, didn't go really to plan. They were unable to get off. But then that partnership, as you mentioned, Mickey Arthur has given them a very good score. Now that's a good sign. Kusal Mendis just trying out if he can get out there.
Yeah, that's going to be really important for the Kandy Tuskers, for him to get out there. I mean, we all know his prowess as a batsman. The key of that partnership, Russ, and I think you mentioned it, was the fact that they took their time, they got themselves in, and they took the innings deep. And that is always the key to getting a big score.
64 runs off the last 5, that is healthy. 61 runs from overs 10 to 15 is also good as well. Certainly have been some shots played in this innings, and in the end it's a pretty good total. 195 for 4. That partnership between Patel and Shanika was really good, and Mendes didn't face anything in the end, obviously didn't get out there. And Dickwella right at the top, 25, and Turunga for 18, and Dickwella I think will still be cursing that dismissal of his. 2 for 43 for Naveen, 2 for 20 for Gunaratne. That's pretty tidy stuff. But right at the top, Pradeep, I think, did a pretty good job. 4 overs, none for 46. He was given the bulk of the tough work to do. So I think they'll be reasonably pleased, the Tuskers, but at the same time, they will know they've got some work to do because they went down in that huge game in game number 1. They're going to have to come storming out because they need 196 runs to get. They've got 120 balls to face, we presume, because we think that storm has gone past us. And their target is going just a shade under 10 runs to the over. think that sometimes teams just overthink things a little bit. There we go, that's a nice way to finish. It's only going to cost a single. It's not going to be too damaging. So that's now the end of the over. So 9 runs eventually off the first over. Kandy Tuskers will have the benefit of one Dale Steyn the next game they play. He's been on the sidelines for the first couple, so he'll be raring to go, I'm sure. But at the moment there's some batting that's required. They need 187 more to win. Need to go at just a shade under the 10 runs per over.
Anwar Ali, Pakistan international. Ex-Pakistan international. Lights taking effect here. 5:35 in the evening.
That is a very, very good start.
In T20 cricket, a lot of coaches and players focus a lot on analysing opposition teams and performances of the past in order to shape an informed strategy. Kusal Perera had a fine innings in the first game, and he punished a lot of deliveries which were wide. So I'm sure Dambulla Viiking will be thinking about bowling a straighter line to him. That's when bowlers have been more effective. You don't want to make the same mistakes over and over again. Kusal Perera reminds me a bit of Samad Jayasuriya in his style, his flair.
A bit, a lot. Well, we've known about his early days. This is his corridor of scoring runs. With, he'll put you away for 4. You got to bowl a lot straighter to him, but he's got that shorthand jab just like Jayasuriya. So he's a tough customer to bowl to. The other option is, though, to keep him at the non-strikers end. So far, the Dambulla Viiking have done that in this innings. This is the first ball that he's going to face.
Oh, it's a lovely punch. That is a terrific shot for 4. That is class.
And this is why he's getting better and better as a player. He's understood that he can hit the ball into very different areas. On top of the bounce. Pitch good, pitch good. Batsmen should believe they can score runs.
That is a My 11 circle champion shot. Just an extension of the arm. I like his approach. I like his style of batting. Apart from him resembling Samad Jayasuriya, I think he plays risk-free cricket. Doesn't try to be too innovative. Plays ball on merit. And he scores quickly. That's a great asset to have as a batsman.
There's a shot from the buggy as it works around the boundary line. Oh, he's picked that up beautifully. That's crisp. Oh, it's straight to the fielder though. Now that is a massive wicket. One of the secrets, surely, if you're talking in that team change room and you want to get right into this game, you want to get into that Tuskers lineup and make a big difference in the first 10 overs, you want to make sure you pick up Perera. They've just done that.
And more importantly, have a look at the line. Straighter line. On the body, cramped his arm. Just one fielder through the onside, and he picked him out. That's a huge wicket for Dambulla Viiking.
And seeing the back of him will deflate the Kandy Tuskers. 4 runs to Kusal Perera. 14 for 1.
As far as the Dambulla Viking team is concerned, to get rid of Pereira is massive. Kusal Mendes has now arrived in the middle. Now he got a little bit of a blow. He's a fine player, we know that. Had to leave the park at one stage when he was in the field. Strike rate of 130, I'm going to round it up to 9. Average in the mid-20s, highest score of 79 against New Zealand. He's been in that Sri Lankan lineup for a while now. Just 25 years of age. He does have a bit of an injury. Sometimes that can work to his advantage, but he's got to play really well, and he's got an opportunity, I guess. He's coming out nice and early, so let's see how Kusal Mendes goes. Ali again.
That was a good catch. Flat and hard, it was traveling. Just the second ball that he faced, found the middle of the ball, bat. In the previous delivery, straight to Mendes. Ramesh Mendes. Make sure he hangs on. More problems for the Kandy Tuskers.
Struck it well. It was flat, wasn't it? Right out of the middle. That's a beautiful shot in front of square. He's put that away for 4. That's a nice way to get going. Also the last ball, the over. 2 overs gone now, 18 for 1. Throughout this tournament so far, the ball has been travelling to all corners, and so has this telecast. There's our broadcast partners, Sony, PTV and Jio in Pakistan, Sony in India, also Bangladesh, Willow TV in the USA, Sky Sports, Sky in the UK and Ireland. Here's the digital partners as well. So great to have everyone on board, and if you want to check in and see what's going on with cricket in Sri Lanka, it's all there for you to watch. Oh, he's picked that up well. Well in front of square, and that has gone for 4. That's nicely played. That's a My 11 circle champion shot.
Those couple of boundaries would have made the Kandy Tuskers just forget for a moment that they've lost Kusal Pereira. Bottom of the bat. But enough to get to the boundary. Kusal Mendes too punched one through the offside. If you had any doubt whether he had a problem with that split webbing, he managed it nicely. It was all timing. It was all class.
I saw him just pull his hand off the bat, but it certainly raced away quickly. Chipped away on the bounce. Oh, going to go through for 1. No dramas in the end.
Last ball, last over. We're all wondering how he feels. Split web? No, I want to split that field. They can see that hand come off, the top hand. But it's long after he's played that shot.
I'd hold the pose as well, I think, after playing that. That was brilliant.
Not an easy shot to play. Punching it square of the wicket.
Fortunate for Kusal Mendes that the web that got split was in the right hand. I reckon the left hand, I beg your pardon?
His top hand.
His top hand. So that allows the bottom hand to jar easily on the bat handle. Top hand is a lot easier with the jarring. That's the moment when his weapon got split.
Oh, he's got that away for 6. Just use the pace of the delivery. That's the important part about that shot.
It's Mendes. In full flow. Thoroughly enjoyable. He got inside it. Just hit it. Kind of helping it on its way. Tyagi thought for a moment that he was in business. And so did Lairu Kumara. Catch it. Catch what? It's just gone over. You paid the price for having extra pace. Behind you.
I think if he keeps playing like this, he's going to forget about that sore hand pretty quickly. He's playing some superb shots.
But I don't like the look of this. The ground staff. They're in their positions.
Bring the washing in.
Washing out.
They know their game, these boys. They've seen this so many times.
Also interesting to note that 5 overs constitute a game, so that's something that both teams will keep their minds on.
They're going along nicely though. The Kandy Tuskers, though they've lost a wicket. The Duckworth-Lewis par score, you get on the scoreboard. And at the moment it's 28. Of course, what matters is if we get to the 5th over. So at the moment, Tuskers ahead.
Good stuff from Kumara. Nice finish to that over. 3 dot balls to finish. 30 for 1. Samit Patel. Such an important component of any T20 game. Here's Samit Patel. Always in the game with the ball in hand. There's a look at the work that he's done and the matches he's played. Almost 300 matches. 238 wickets. Economy rate is really good at 7.28. Best of 4 for 5. That's very tidy.
This might be a good ploy against Kusal Mendes too, because he's got to create the pace, not use the pace.
Good thinking.
What I also like is the left-arm spinner bowling to the left-hander. You take pace off the ball. You also get the chance of bowling to the right-hander, take the ball away if you're getting a little bit of turn.
Well, again, this number doesn't matter.
That's high. Has it gone all the way? I think it has. Just gone over the rope as far as I'm concerned.
Intended it. Nicely played. Slog sweep. Would have gone to deep mid-wicket, but he rolls his wrists. He's gone across his stumps to try and pull it across. Very effective. For 6 to Gurbas. Continuing from where he left off the other day. The number I was trying to refer to, Duckworth-Lewis par score at the end of 4 is 35. Another 10 balls needed here.
How sensible is this? A spinner in operation now when they need to try and get ahead of the Duckworth-Lewis. Over the top, and that's gone for 4. Fingertips maybe.
That's a fine stroke. hitting with the turn, giving himself room. And his intention was always to go aerial. My 11 circle champion shot, getting the result for this Kandy Tuskers team.
Quick single.
Look at superb batting. Second ball of the over, he went to the offside, hit it to the leg side. Next delivery, he gives himself room and goes over the offside. So there is a method to the madness from Ramanola Gurbaz.
But they've got themselves ahead of the Duckworth-Lewis par score. And there's 2 balls left in this over and 1 over left to make it 5. So this has been good batting. I'm not sure the spin bowling decision is particularly healthy in this situation right now.
Taking the pace off was the thought process, and you can understand why, but it's not worked. 7 balls required.
And that's gone for another boundary. Has it gone for a big boundary? No. Just bouncing before the advertising triangle, so that's a huge over. That has put them ahead. 16 off at 46 for 1, 4 overs gone. So just let you know the situation regarding Duckworth-Lewis. If they come off after 5, and that's what constitutes a game, the situation at the moment is they're 46 for 1 after 4. I'm just waiting for an update now after 4 overs to see what they're going to put on the slot in the scoreboard, because boundaries are coming quite briskly in that over. 16 runs coming from it.
Using the sweep to great effect. He went leg side, then gave himself room. He's a thinking cricketer. Good rest too. No fielder there. I'll go aerial and get my runs. Gurbaz.
Many captains and coaches, they focus on left-arm spinners bowling primarily to right-handers to take the ball away in conditions where there's not a lot of turn. I don't mind off-spinners, right-arm off-spinners bowling to right-handers, and vice versa, left-arm spinners bowling to left-handers when there's no turn.
So the Duckworth-Lewis, by the way, just to get you up to date, is 42. There it is, the par score after 4. So 1 more over constitutes a game. So there are 4 runs ahead of the situation at the moment.
Anwar Ali, he's changed ends. Dasun Shanaka searching for that wicket. You get a wicket here, that equation changes. That score on the scoreboard is for the loss of 1 wicket.
I understand your point of questioning Samit Patel bowling at this stage of the innings, especially when we've seen bowlers dominate at this stage of the innings, and especially when you're behind the Duckworth-Lewis score. Maybe just a little bit of innovativeness by the captain, Shanaka, just to try and get a wicket. As Russell Arnold said, 1 additional wicket will just take that required rate higher.
I suppose the good news is the ground staff have just started to sit down a little bit. So one side of the ground staff is sitting down, so they're a bit more relaxed than what they were. Quick single.
Good from Anwar Ali. Now with the problem that Kusal Mendis has with his top hand, the best ploy is to bowl up to him. He's scoring his runs, he's finding his timing off the back foot, because for back foot shots, generally the bottom hand dominates.
Sounded like a coach, Russell Arnold.
You surprised?
Not surprised. Good
that
knowledge.
it's coming from me. Jeez, Ganga.
So Ali's doing a really good job now, bringing it back beautifully. Just one run off half of this over. Now that's right at the end of the bat. I think it's going to be out. It should be out. Oh, it's down. Goodness me, we've just been talking about the fact that if a wicket falls now, it changes the situation dramatically.
Dear, oh dear, there was an opportunity. That will be disappointing for Dambulla Viiking. Had the chance to go ahead in this contest, you would think. As easy as you get it. And flawed.
Good from Anwar Ali. Saw Gurbaz go leg side, made him fetch it. There you go. Talk to each other. Do not throw it away. Do not do anything silly.
And it's raining. Ground staff are up again. We've got one ball to go now before we constitute a game here.
Dambulla Viiking, they'll be kicking themselves. That opportunity was there. .42 at the end of 5. That's the pass score for the loss of 1 wicket. The fielder did all the hard work. Just couldn't hang on. Last ball of the 5th over. Can he produce some magic, Anwar Ali?
Very nicely bowled. Slower delivery. Line was absolutely perfect. You couldn't do anything with that. Just a single, which brings up the 50. So 5 overs gone. 50 for 1 it is. And it is just raining a little bit. It's perhaps, oh, it's got a little bit heavier actually. The umpires will be trying to keep out though as long as they possibly can. The ground staff are up. They've all got hold of the covers. They are waiting for the signal from the umpire, but the umpires are saying, right, let's continue. Let's keep going as long as we possibly can.
It's getting a bit heavy. And Malinda Pushpakumara, one of the most experienced cricketers in Sri Lanka in the domestic circuit, strikes. And that is a huge wicket. Nicely looped, completely beaten. And the batsman's done. Pushpakumara's guile has proved really, really useful.
How many times you can actually see a flighted Yorker? That was nicely bowled right into the block hole, and that was the requirement to get rid of this danger man, Gurbaz.
Yeah, very, very well bowled. And I'm just waiting for the final score here, but I think they go ahead now on run rate. So that was a vital wicket there for the Dambulla Viiking.
Yeah, it's now the timeout, but how big is this wicket? It's 50 for 2. Tuskers need to get out of this tough situation. And what better time for some Red Bull? They'll get wings and get out of this tight corner, Mickey. So coming to Mendes is the new batsman. But just talk us through this Duckworth-Lewis. I know they're going ball by ball. We're expecting some rain. How tight is this wicket? And what did it do to the Tuskers?
The Duckworth-Lewis pass score. So at the end of this over, they have to be at 57 to win. 56 is the pass score at the moment. On the ball-by-ball one, the ball just before, when Pushpa Kumara got the wicket to take it to 50 for 2, the score was tie.
So at the moment, it's singles here. It is a really tight one. Knife edge, I mean, it's really tight, tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a nail-biter. And it's going to be tough for the batting side to keep abreast of everything, show the game awareness. I think they need communication from the dugout all the times. After every ball, somebody has to tell them what is required.
Right, Pushpa Kumar it is. Again, just to push down the ground for a single. So what do you reckon?
Well, this is very interesting, and it's very tough for the batting side to control because the equation changes ball by ball. So you've just got to, it's tough, but you get a target for the end of the over. You've got to work it out in between that to make sure that you stay abreast of that target. You lose a wicket now, you fall a long way behind. So it's tough to bat in this situation for the batting side in terms of the communication and the target.
It's an arduous task for the batsman at the moment.
Oh, it's a no ball. Would you believe it? It's 6 and a no ball. So the free hit as well. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I can't believe. How did he overstep?
Look, that's criminal. That is absolutely criminal at this time of the game. Very well played. And that's a big one as well. For a spin bowler, criminal. You can't be doing that at this time of the game.
Especially with the induction of free hit in a T20 format. Oh, missed out. Missed out.
So it releases the pressure. It releases the pressure now.
What that hit did, sorry, Rashan.
We'll come to that. 61 for 2. Question for you guys. Now, will you include Shanaka and Patel in the fantasy of the My 11 Circle, the fantasy team? Now, I know our viewers, they want to download that app, My 11 Circle fantasy app. And do you think, as they pick those teams, Shanaka and Patel should get into that? I'll start with Amil.
Oh, definitely. Especially somebody like Samit Patel, who could bowl as well. He can flail the bat. Definitely. He keeps you a leverage to gather more and more points, and he's a good fieldsman as well.
He is. He's a guy you put in your fantasy team because of the fact that he does everything.
Well, you're talking about how tense the situation is. You know it's a thin line you're walking. You need runs. You know your target. But every time you lose a wicket, it just aggravates you. So that's the key. That's the key.
That's what makes it so difficult, because you don't know when you're going to come off. So you've got to be batting for your target.
So that's why it's very important for me, the non-striker batsman, looking at the pavilion all the times, dugout, looking at the coach. What's the requirement? That was nicely looped and shocked the batsman. Brilliant. But he spoiled it with that no ball.
Well, they're having left arm spin from both ends. Pushpa Kumar, the slower, a little bit more loopy. Samit Patel tends to push it a little bit more.
Yeah, and that was an important single because that gets them ahead of Duckworth Lewis for the end of this over. So with Kusal Mendes, he'll be all over it. He will know where he needs to be. And so far, he's played this innings very, very well.
Samit got away with that one. He offered a bit of width to the left-hander. He only managed to play the ball straight to the fielder. Missed out.
Last ball of the over, 64 for 2. Another single. So 4 runs of the over. It's a very good one. 65 for 2. Look at the comparison. 65 for 2, 58 for 1. Nothing in it, but because of this Duckworth Lewis, that's the key. A run here or there, a wicket here or there, can just tilt it. My goodness. It's really, really going to be tough. A change of bowling. So he's used Pushpa Kumara. He's given him a break. And Ramesh Mendes. Given! Well, they've got a wicket. Ramesh Mendes starts off. These are important wickets. Tuskers wouldn't like it. Kandy Tuskers, that is.
And he's out irrespective because he was run out. So this is all getting very, very interesting out in the middle.
Can he be given a run out? Because the point is, he was concentrating on the head umpire. He was given out LBW. So can they effect a run out? Because he would obviously be out of his crease and be looking at that.
If he was given,
so the
given
review's
out,
on. Let's see.
Given out before the ball actually hit the stumps, then the ball was dead. And that's why this referral. Best within the stumps, the line was middle enough, but the angle, there was a bit of angle on that delivery. Bit of angle on that delivery.
Let's have a look. There's definitely no bat on that. And the key is it did it hit leg stump or is it sliding down? My money on umpire's call, clipping leg.
That's the thing. Umpire's call means you're out, because the umpire's call here is out. Let's see. Kandy Tuskers wouldn't want it. It's missing. It's missing. Great reprieve. They'll breathe a little bit easier. They'll definitely, Kandy Tuskers will breathe a little bit easier.
A sigh of relief for the batsman, for sure. But like I say, there was an angle. Getting a leg before around the stumps for an off spinner, not easy.
No, and a wicket that's not turning either. It just slid on and was missing the stump. Very, very lucky there.
Running that first run hard. One is all they'll get. This would be interesting when Kusal Mendes comes on strike against the off spinner. But as you said, he's not turning, it's the angle, it's going with his arm. So it might find the outside edge of Kusal's bat rather than really come back at him. Kusal's areas, as you know, the slog sweep over mid-wicket. He goes for that paddle down to backward square leg. And I would have thought Mendes would have wanted to go around the wicket and maybe just try and slide it across.
Yeah, maybe, but the key here is they need to be at 70 as the Duckworth Lure pass score, 71 at this end of the over.
Precious, really precious dot balls here. My goodness, the tension's building up. It's a tough call. Ramesh Mendes, not the most experienced going. Yes, he's played quite a few domestic cricket. What will that be? Oh, that's a boundary. Kusal Mendes splits the gap. Cool as a cucumber he was, but certainly knew where to put it away. They got to 70 now, Mickey.
And it's my 11 circle. Champion shot that was. Into the gap. Into the gap. And that's a hallmark of a good batsman. Whenever he decides to hit the ball, it has to be in the gap. And that's what separates you from the boys, an average player.
Exactly right, Amir. The good thing here, he's hit the boundary, he's got off strike. He will run very, very well between wickets. Kamindu Mendes is quick between the wickets as well. They will run ragged. There are a lot of holes out in the outfield. And this is the time, with the field back now, they can almost get to a ball if they can hit those gaps, which you've said is the hallmark of a good player.
Last ball of the over. We don't get a single. 71 for 2, 8 overs completed. (71 for 2). Look at the two worms. They're very, very close. They're hugging each other. Now, Dasun Shanaka has led Sri Lanka at T20 cricket. Kusal Mendes on strike. Now, the question to both of you here, we'll be speaking about how thin this line they're walking on. They can't afford to take chances, like Madhushankar. Now, in this current scenario, the captain has the option, the fielding captain has the option. Either go for the wickets and make it tough, make the Duckworth-Lewis target steep, or are you merely looking to bowl defensively and try and save runs? So let's see. Just a single. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts?
Well, the thing with it is you've almost got to take the equation out of the way now, because you can see on the scoreboard where you need to be. That gives you some sort of target to work with. But the thing is, you don't know when the rain's going to come, so you've got to keep playing as best you can through the situation.
I think you have to handle the situation some more smartly. You know, at the moment, the batting side is under pressure. They have to keep abreast of the things. As a captain, as a fielding captain, all you have to do is just keep on making the right decisions. You know, it has to be a mixture of attack and defense. Force the batsman into taking more and more chances. Dot deliveries.
Right, we've been talking about this fantasy game and the fantasy team. Now look at that man, how much he's enjoying himself. That's because he's downloaded the app. He's got his fantasy team going. Now, in case you haven't done that, go download the app, www.my11circle.com, and start building on your fantasy team.
It is keeping you busy, isn't it? My Circle 11.
Have
My
you
11
downloaded
circle.
it, Mickey?
Beg your
Have you
pardon?
downloaded the app?
I have downloaded the app, and I'm watching the scores develop with our players that of interest.
I'd be very interested to know your team.
You know what
Your
he's doing with
fantasy
the
team.
app? I tell you what he's doing with that app. You know, he's got few cricketers in his
Who's
head.
he, Mickey?
Okay, what he's doing with that app, it's helping me, helping him actually. You know, he's got few players in his mind. They need to be in the fold of Sri Lankan cricket. So he just put them in the fantasy league and see how they react. If they perform better and well.
So you're picking a fantasy Sri Lanka team, are you?
Yeah, and having a look to see how it all goes, see how it all unfolds.
Down to deep mid wicket. And well. Lairo Madhushankar has done what was expected. And this is exactly what the Dambulla Viking need. They need wickets at regular intervals just to try and make it tough for the Kandy Tuskers.
You have to give credit, a lot of credit to the captain. It was the field placing got them the wicket. He was in sync and coordinating with the bowler, asked him to bowl a short pitch delivery, and there was a fielder. Good work by the captain, the bowler and the fielder.
Right, so the Kandy Tuskers are struggling a little bit. 74 for 3. Kamidu Mendis, the man, goes for 6 of 10. One thing that the Kandy Tuskers don't lack is experience. Asala Gunaratne is another player who has tons of experience by playing international cricket for Sri Lanka. When I say tons of experience by Sri Lankan standard, he's played over 15 T20 games.
Yeah, this is a crucial partnership one feels for the Kandy Tuskers right now. Their best player, Kushal Mendis, on strike. Short ball, Kamindu Mendis didn't get that in the middle of the bat, top edge and hold out. What's that done though is it's changed the Duckworth-Lewis pass score. That's now gone up to 83. So if they come off now, Dambulla Viking are ahead.
Upul Taranga seemed to be the man in charge. Oh, just short. My goodness, how big do you think that wicket would have been? Just short. It's 75 for 3. We'll talk about it. 9 overs completed.
That's the summary. Kandy Tuskers lagging behind on Duckworth and Lewis method. They needed to be on 83. They are 75 for 3 at the moment. Plenty to do for these two batsmen to bring their team back into this game. At the moment, they are behind.
So Sami Patel continues. A lot of spin being used at the moment. Few drops of rain coming on, falling on the ground again. So we expected the rain to appear, and the My 11 Circle app, well, you know, they are the proud sponsors of the Lanka Premier League, and we invite each one of you to try and download it, start playing this fantasy game, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Straight to the fielder. Another single.
Kushal Mendis has employed the sweep very well today. That's a part of his game that he's really worked hard on. I love his running between the wickets. I love his intensity, and I love the tempo of his innings. I'm just worried about the rain as well.
Yeah, I think that's just turning out to be a bit of a spoiler. So that both sides are not taking too many chances. You could see that the Kandy Tuskers are just nudging and doing it in singles, and now you could see that the rain's just got a bit heavier. So Mickey, tell us, you're a Duck with Lewis expert here. What's the scenario?
No, well, they need to be at 90 as a par score at the end of this over. They're lagging behind. They go off now. Dambulla Viiking win.
How far has that gone? Well, he's got close. He's got a 6, which means it's 84. He needs to get 6 more runs. And he's got 2 balls left.
This is a kind of game in a game, because oh, there they go. The covers are coming on. That's the end. Dambulla Viiking are ahead at this point in time. If there's no more play in this game, Dambulla Viiking win on the Duckworth Lewis.
Well, I think it's a shame. Just looking at that 6 again, Kusal Mendes was setting it up beautifully. And 6 of 2 balls, very possible. Would have been interesting. But this is something we cannot control. It was predicted that we may have some rain. Let's hope that it doesn't stay for too long, that it goes away. And this game could be resumed.
Yeah, it was a very important wicket picked up by Madhushankar in the previous over. That changed everything in favour of Dambulla Viiking. And that has made a huge difference. They are ahead now. And if the weather doesn't advocate well, I think they will be the winner.
On the Duckworth Lewis par score, so at this exact point in time, they needed to be at 88. If we've worked back on the Duckworth Lewis par score in terms of balls, they need to be at 88. They're at 84. Dambulla Viiking still win.
Well, that's how it is. The rain's got a little bit heavier. But as you know, the Sri Lankan ground staff, possibly the best in the world. They just work so brilliantly, and they make sure that the entire ground just gets covered in no time.
And they have the local knowledge as well, because they know exactly when the rain is coming.
Mickey, have you ever seen test match grounds being covered here?
I have, and I'll just go back a week ago. We were in camp in Palekele, and it's absolutely bucketed down. They covered the whole wicket within 20 minutes. We were back out there playing. It was absolutely amazing.
Fabulous, fabulous. They should be congratulated. And the thing is, they've developed a technique and an art for it. Because it's not about just dragging covers. It's just how you get them and how you just keep tagging a cover to the other.
Yeah, the key is the layers, as the groundsman will tell you. So it's just not done ad hoc for the viewer. It's actually done with very methodically, and the guys are all over it. Kandy Tuskers will be disappointed with how they've gone at the back end.
Right, this is where it is when the rains came. 9.4 overs, 84 for 3. You heard Mickey saying that they're 4 runs behind the Dambulla Viiking. 32 Gurbaz at the top, 34 not out to Kusal Mendes. He was very much the key.
It was always going to be hard for the bowlers on this kind of a pitch. But after Patel going for plenty, he redeemed himself. Bought a few dot deliveries. So overall, it was a good effort, combined effort from Dambulla Viiking to restrict the opposition to this. And that's how they started off. Always a big wicket to see the back of Kusal, who's a highly talented player. And the bowler was Anwar Ali. He's got the knack of picking up wickets. And then Gurbaz got into the act.
Yep, they continue to play shots. Balls just kept flying over the wickets. Big sixers, slot sweeps. Mickey Arthur enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I particularly enjoyed watching Kusal Mendes bat because I thought he was amazing. Swept, cut, pulled, drove. He looked in really good touch, which was good for us.
Well, this was a chance that the Dambulla Viiking regretted, but this was clever. This was really clever. so much of loop and guile, Pushpa Kumara, but then he spoiled it with a no ball. It was hit for 6. That was unusual. In fact, I was quite surprised. Kusal Mendes kept going. He played some lovely shot sweeps.
And that was the moment which won the game for Dambulla Viiking. Brilliant captaincy. And the bowler and the fielder responded.
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, that was the ball game, because at the moment it doesn't look very, very good in terms of getting this game back on, and that was a moment.
Right, that's where the game is at the moment. 195 for 4, and Kandy Tuskers at the moment, Dambulla Viiking that is, and Kandy Tuskers at the moment, 84 for 3, with the rains bucketing down here, 112 more runs of 62 balls, and as you heard, they're marginally behind the Dambulla Vikings on the DD method. Well, as you see, lots of rain on the covers. We're kind of hoping that the rain will be short and sharp and not just dragging on. If that's the case, hopefully we'll have some cricket. But for the moment, it's not looking good. The venue manager, Godfrey Dabarera, under that umbrella. And also Mahesh with him. Well, so it's time for a short break. Unfortunately, the news is not good. It's raining, but we are hoping that we'll be able to give you good news. With 84 for 3 and rains at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium.